Cuyahoga DD recognizes and appreciates the vital supports that families provide to people with developmental disabilities who live at home with them. Using local tax levy dollars, we help individuals and their families by providing funding for goods and services available through the program. Cuyahoga DD's locally funded Family Supports Program is administered with the support of our partner agency, the Northeast Ohio Network Council of Governments, otherwise known as NEON. For this reason, you'll hear mention of this partner throughout the presentation. So we've talked a little bit about why Cuyahoga DD's Family Supports Program is important to us. Let's talk about eligibility for the program. Because the Family Supports Program is a service of Cuyahoga DD, individuals must be eligible for our services to enroll in the program. The following individuals are not eligible for the program as they have another resource to meet their needs. People who are enrolled on a Medicaid home and community-based waiver. People who have an ongoing support administrator to help them plan for their needs. People who live in an intermediate care facility or an ICF, or people who live in foster care. Now that we've discussed the eligibility criteria for our program, let's talk about how to apply using our secure, easy online application. You can access the application from our website, cuyahogabdd.org. Then go to the Family Supports tab and select Apply for the 2023 Family Supports Program. If your child or family member is under the age of 18, you will need to enter last year's taxable income information. After your Family Supports application has been reviewed and processed, you will receive an email notification within 2 weeks of submission. If approved, this notification will include a letter with the annual allotment amount that can be used to request goods and services from our Family Supports program. The email will come from our Family Supports email address. If you have questions regarding the supports or need help with our online application, call Cuyahoga DD's Family Supports program at 216-736-2947. As previously mentioned, approved applicants will receive a letter by email notifying them of the amount of Family Supports funding available for the calendar year. This annual allotment is based upon the family's annual household taxable income for individuals under the age of 18 and will be either $750 or $1,500. Individuals 18 or older will receive $1,500. For the 2023 year, individuals who enroll will have an additional $500 added to their 2023 annual award. If you have multiple children, please submit separate applications for each child as they will each receive their own allotment. The annual allotment does not carry over to the next year, so it's important to plan for needed services within the calendar year. Now that we've talked about the eligibility criteria and how to apply to Cuyahoga DD's Family Supports program, let's discuss how funding can be used. We'll start by talking about our camp services. When requesting funding for camp, the family is responsible for registering for a camp that meets their child's needs, completing the camp authorization form, notifying Cuyahoga DD's Family Supports program if your child will not be attending the requested camp by contacting NEON. All camp attendance requires prior approval for funding. Important things to know about planning for summer camp. Family Supports camp forms can be found on our website. Camps fill up quickly, so it's important to start planning for the camp year early. The Summer and Beyond directory provided by the Educational Service Center of Northeast Ohio is a great resource. The guide is released in late February each year and provides information regarding many local camps. It can be found on their website and will be updated annually on Cuyahoga DD's website. Next, let's talk about Rec and Leisure. Recreation and Leisure is a popular service offered by Cuyahoga DD. This service allows individuals to actively engage in their communities and their areas of interest. Examples of rec and leisure include, but are not limited to, swimming, gymnastics, horseback riding, music therapy, art, and memberships to local museums and attractions. Activities can be adaptive or non-adaptive. Neon conveniently has forms for some of the more popular memberships available on their website. For other recreation funding requests, please provide the provider's name, lesson type, frequency, duration, and total cost when making a request to Neon, which can be done by email to cuyorders@neoncog.org. You may register your child for an activity, but please do not pay the recreation provider directly. If you would like to use Family Supports funding, funds will be paid directly to the vendor for the approved services. Special equipment. We've recently simplified our equipment request process. Some examples of equipment that can be approved through the Family Supports program include sensory items, weighted vests and blankets, communication devices, and adaptive plates or utensils. You can start by contacting one of the medical specialists above to discuss the need. If you're not working with a medical specialist, then contact our Family Supports coordinators at 216-736-2947 or email familysupports@cuyahogaDD.org. The medical specialist will complete their assessment that identifies a need for special equipment, which can be found at cuyahogaDD.org under the Family Supports tab. Services for infants and toddlers. We offer services specific to individuals under the age of 3, which include the following therapies not covered by insurance: occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech therapy. For children over the age of 3, therapies will not be funded through the Family Supports program. Specialized nutrition. Nutrition that complements a meal and is required to meet daily caloric requirements. Physician's orders with corresponding diagnosis will be needed in order to request funding. Examples include thickeners and dietary shakes. This does not include things like vitamins, formula, food for special diets such as gluten-free or keto. Incontinence supplies. Incontinence supplies may be available for children over the age of 3 who are not eligible for payment through Medicaid or other insurance. A physician's script certifying incontinence will be required annually to utilize the service. Neon will assist with ordering approved supplies that will be delivered to your family home. Examples include things like pull-ups, wipes, incontinence pads, and plastic sheets. Respite care. Respite is defined as an occasional break for families. Families can utilize the respite service using a certified respite provider or a family-requested caregiver. The family-selected provider is unique to the Family Supports program and can be a friend or a family member over the age of 18 who does not live at home with the individual. Rates for the family-requested caregiver can be negotiated between the family and the caregiver. There are several important documents related to our respite service that provide additional information, including our Family Supports program guidelines. If using a family-requested caregiver for the first time, it's important to review the family-selected provider process and all associated documents. We are here to help families when using this service. Please contact our Family Supports coordinators with questions, and we can assist with next steps. Home modifications. Adaptive home modifications may be requested based upon the recommendation of the appropriate therapist. Some examples include grab bars, adaptive equipment to access the home, and equipment to address safety concerns, such as stove knob covers or chimes. The home modification service is typically a lengthy process of evaluation, competitive bidding, and installment. The total amount of any home modification will be deducted from a separate fund, the lifetime allotment, and is not included in your annual allotment. For questions regarding this service, please call 216-736-2947. The explanation of benefits will be emailed by our partners at Neon following the use of Family Supports funding. This will be sent the month following the use of funds being deducted from your family supports account balance. It will list what has been spent and the funding remaining for the rest of the calendar year. Please keep in mind, funding will not be deducted from your account if we have not received an invoice from the provider for a specific service. Thus, it's important for families to be aware of the funding they have requested for specific services and plan accordingly. If you are unsure of your balance, you can always give us a call. We're happy to help. Thank you for attending this presentation. The contact information for our Cuyahoga DD Family Supports Program and our partners at NEON is listed here for your future reference.